We are building the ultimate mini rock crawler with a Jeep body from Amazon and real truck axles from a Suzuki Samurai. This week, we make the body all one piece and finally figure out the cooling system so we can do a proper test.
We're back on the mini Jeep. So the plan is get the body off of here and make it look as nice as we can, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Previously, we have cut this body in half. We needed a little more length as it's originally intended for kids. So the next step of the process was body filler, body filler, body filler.
The mini Jeep body is finally ready for some paint, so it can all be one color again. And we have our friend Brian from Duplicolor.
Yep.
We hung out a bunch at SEMA last year because we had our chopper over there.
Oh yeah, that was a hit.
It was fun. So we had that at the Duplicolor booth. We hung out with Brian, became friends. So it came time to paint this. We talked Duplicolor into sending Brian out here to help us because that's more fun.
Since this is a plastic body, it looks
Yep.
like a molded plastic body. You scuffed it down with what, 220 or
220,
something like that?
yep.
But we're going to scuff it down even smoother than that because since it's plastic and you put paint over it, it's gonna want to kind of get all weird and fuzzy.
You ever painted a Jeep body hanging from a beam with a bunch of bungee cords?
Can't say I have.
You know what my favorite part about the multi-purpose prep spray is that it smells nice.
A little citrusy.
Well, yeah, because most times when you're prepping something, cleaning it, it's like a chemical that smells like it's gonna kill you, and probably will.
Right.
This stuff is like, fresh. Here's a question for you. Are you a thumb or a pointer?
When this gets tired, I go to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got my finger bicep going.
Yeah. Finger curls.
So when we were sanding this body, we realized that it's actually a clear coat. No need for the adhesion promoter because we're not going over top of bare plastic. So this one gets set aside for another day.
Yep. We got the adhesion promoter because we thought that this was just plastic. Because
Yeah.
it looks like just plastic, and it is, but it has a clear coat on it for some reason.
Yeah, it makes our job easier.
Makes our lives way easier because the paint will stick to that clear coat, whereas it wouldn't stick super great to the bare plastic. So
Yep.
one less step.
Yep, exactly.
We'll have time for more fun this way.
Yep, right to the primer. You ready?
Yep.
First coat, light, and
Gotcha.
then you can start to even it out, second and third coat.
Okay. While the primer's drying on the main part of the body here, we can sand this down and get it primed as well.
Yeah, so we'll sand this down. This piece, like you said, we're gonna shoot this with the adhesion promoter because this is definitely bare plastic. I'm sanding it, and it's powdering up as black, just like the piece is. If you see the sandpaper on this one, it's white, so that has a clear coat on it. Otherwise, it would be red. So we don't need it for there.
Easy way to tell the difference?
Yeah, exactly. You'll know right away when you sand it. I mean, if that was red coming off in your sandpaper, you knew it would be bare plastic.
Yep. Is there do you know why it works better to have black primer behind a metallic? Is there a science behind that, or is it just that you've found that over the years?
That's just what I found over the years, to be honest, and just my experience with painting, working with other painters as well. It just seems like the black works best. It must be just the way the metallic particles lay down over black, and it just gives it that pop.
Just pops better.
Yeah. It's almost like the metallics drowned out a bit with other base colors behind it. Same process with this. Sand it down, clean it off with the foaming prep spray, and we'll hit this with the adhesion promoter.
Body's looking good now that the primer's drying. It's like looking nice and uniform.
So we let this dry about 30 minutes and we're already ready to sand. We just wanted to make sure that it wasn't tacky to the touch. We're just hitting it with some 600 grit to smooth out that little bit of a difference between the body filler and the regular painted surface. So we'll put one more coat of primer, we'll sand it again, we'll see how it looks. It should get more uniform now since the paint's good and dry and sanded, and we're looking smooth and good.
Time for another coat of sandable primer over the, we don't need it everywhere, just where we sanded it.
Look at you. Oh, you're a silly boy.
It's so funny, just watching him, like, Chris will be across the yard and just be like, Sparky, get over here! And Sparky's just like, walking along, stopping to smell the flowers, just like, do-do-do, I'll get there someday.
Yeah. But if he's gonna get a bite of donut, he's there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As my wife said, it's Sparky's world. We're all just living in it. Brian and I have already worked this out, but now we have 2 more people shaking paint cans in here, so we gotta decide if the thumbs or the indexes win today. I'm a thumb all day long.
I'm an index.
Chris, are you a thumb or an index? All right. Well, it's dead even.
But the
We're tied,
the
yeah.
thumbs will win out because I will move to the thumb, I'm sure.
Because these are a stiffer
Those are a little harder
push.
to push.
Yeah.
Ethan and I cover this thing in primer, especially over the body filler, because that really soaked it up. We let it dry for probably an hour, hour and a half. Came back, sanded the whole thing down with 600 grit, wiped it down with the foaming prep cleaner, and now we're ready for the paint. This should give us, 2 or 3 coats. We'll see what it looks like after that, but the black base coat will really get this metallic to pop. So we're about ready to go. Chris is already going, so I gotta catch up.
It looks kind of like a lot like the way the body looked, but way better.
Yeah, it's got the metal flake, it's got depth to it.
Yeah.
This is really gonna look good.
Oh yeah, so good.
This is by far the best painting I've ever done, man. Although the piece was perfectly prepped, which makes a big difference.
Save me, Sparky!
We have probably 3 coats, give or take. About 10 minutes in between each coat. We want just good, even coverage throughout. Just being a metallic paint, it's very important to get even coverage so you don't get blotchiness.
Welding this motor mount back together if I can find the other half of it. So that we can let Brian drive this thing while he's here. He's only here for a day, so I gotta get it back together so he can test drive the latest machine.
All right, so the metal specs is down. It's been dry for about an hour and a half or so. You definitely want to make sure it's good and dry to the touch, and we wiped it down with a microfiber towel just because there's so much metal flake in this that a lot of it goes airborne and it actually creates a dusty film on it. So we want to wipe that down because we don't want to put the clear coat over top of that because it could give it a coarse finish. So we wiped it down, ready for the 1K clear. We'll put it down as evenly as possible, let it flow, and it'll give it that good, even shine.
And we got the extreme gloss.
And that's what it's gonna be.
Nice and shiny. Ooh, this stuff has a nice spray pattern, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It'll go down fairly heavy on you too, so.
Yeah. Wow, that looks nice.
Don't they think dinosaurs actually had feathers?
I think a lot of people say that.
These are basically like mild versions of velociraptors then.
Not bad for a quick day of painting.
No, not at all. You guys can do it in your garage at home too. Super easy. Couple cans of paint, couple guys, a couple hours of work. Just make sure you prep it. We sanded it in between coats. We wiped it down in between coats. We let it dry with plenty of time. We're not forcing anything, and you have some great results.
This is gonna be Iron Man's Jeep here.
Yeah, that'll be cool. With the wheels, the grill.
Yup.
We got the monster trike running with just enough time to give it a test drive before Brian had to leave. The paint turned out amazing, and he got to ride one of our craziest contraptions of all time. It was a win-win.
This is awesome.
I always love watching people drive the stuff I build, but that one it's the best to watch people drive because there's not a whole lot to worry about. Like, it's pretty easy to drive, so you don't have to worry about people like crashing as such, and it's pretty slow, but it's just so entertaining to watch it move.
He's pretty psyched you gotta come up here, I think. He's smiling, what do they say, grin to grin?
Ear to
Ear
ear.
to ear, Edwin.
Oh. Just like,
Where do you come up with these things, Edwin?
just like this.
Grin to grin? It's
Yeah.
one grin, there aren't two. Like,
Woo!
you don't even have to do anything crazy in it for it to just be so entertaining.
I'm doing 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And a freaking grin there to there.
Yeah.
That's the
See,
biggest
that's
I've
how you
seen
say that one, Edwin.
Oh, grinning ear to ear. What did I
He
say?
just said smiling grin to grin. Yeah, that was a nice color. Man, that looks good.
That looks premium.
It does. If that color had a name, it'd be Premium Red.
It would, wouldn't it?
Time to finish up the brakes so that we can have brakes. Cracking right along here on the brakes. I got the main line from the master cylinder run back to here. I got that T bolted on. So now just have to run these short lines out to the wheels. Hopefully, last piece of the brake puzzle, the reservoir for the master cylinder. Brake system's pretty much complete now, but before I put fluid in it and bleed it, I think I'm gonna pull the rear end apart and weld the diff because might as well, because I can. That's gonna be interesting to try and weld. You can't get at the spider gears. The spider gears are all inside of another housing, so you can't get at them. So I have to take it apart farther. Normally you'd be able to just see them in, but they're all encased in that.
Yeah.
So I gotta take these off, pull that whole assembly, take these off, and then I'll be able to weld it. Whoops. It's threaded caps. Look at this.
Oh.
But half the threads are here and half the threads are on the bearing cap. There's no bearing for when it's spinning. It's just a washer. You know what I mean? If
Well,
it's
that works if there's enough oil.
right. Also, it's for when when only one tire is spinning. You know, when it's slipping, when there's a differential in speed between the two tires. It's just relying on that surface there.
Yeah, but look at the little oil journals it's got there for it. Lots
This
of
is the
those.
weirdest diff I've ever taken apart. What I'm gonna do, rather than weld it all together like I would on a normal diff, because you can't really access this one to do that, we're just gonna weld in some of the teeth on the two side gears, which means I have to take the ring gear off so I can get the rest of this apart to get that other gear out.
The radiator.
Radiator.
Yes.
Preheat these a little bit so they weld better. It'll also help get some of the oil out of them. welded kind of every other pair, which is kind of what I was planning on doing, but then, you know, went to the internet to see what other people do, and that's what other people do. So, concept confirmed. One of my favorite really dumb jokes is from many, many, many years ago. It's just a picture of a wind turbine, and it says, renewable energy, I'm a big fan. Ready to throw that back in there. See how there's that little bit of wiggle right now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep tightening this collar until that goes away, and call that good on the pinion payload. Differential is ready to go back in. Hey Chris, I have a pop quiz for you.
Okay, fire away.
If you were to guess, how old would you say that this dead blow hammer is? By looking at it, how long have I had this hammer?
10 years.
1.
1 year.
I bought this last summer when I was doing the slate around the house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't last very long, did it?
No.
Ethan tends to be kind of hard on tools, Chris.
It's a freaking hammer. You're supposed to hit things with it.
Kind of.
It's a hammer. That's what it's for.
That's why I'm here now, because I can bring him back to reality.
Yeah. You can try.
Make him keep the rubber side down.
I haven't rolled anything in a while.
No.
You have, though. Twice!
No, I haven't.
No?
No.
No?
No.
How do you figure?
We're not talking about that.
We will be announcing the winner of the Razor giveaway very soon, but in the meantime, Noah, the winner of our previous giveaway, was able to come out to the property, ride the bikes with us, and drive away with his new truck. If you want to be automatically entered to win the next giveaway, all you need to do is join the Premium Members Club, where you will get entries to our next giveaway every single month and get access to exclusive content. This right here is the best part of the giveaways. It is just so much fun showing fans the property and everything we have going on.
Look at this. Little jerks are eating the wiring off the trike. Guys, listen up. It's not food, it's a wire, okay? You gotta stop eating the wires. I have a little pump out there, electric pump, to pump the water out of the water trough in their pen, and they ate all the way through the wires. Not only that, but it was insulated like this.
But part of it was missing.
Yeah, they ate through the insulation and then ate a chunk of the wiring like that long.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they're psychotic.
I guess we gotta keep an eye on them
They're a
now.
little iron or copper deficient.
Apparently they need some copper in their diet. Doing a little bit of tidying on the wiring. Then at some point here we'll bleed the brakes, and Chris is over there mounting the radiator fans on the radiators. So once he gets that done, we can mount the radiator, plumb it up, and then we can go for a test drive where we won't blow up the engine if we drive more than 5 seconds.
Yeah, look at that, huh?
Yeah, that's looking pretty nice.
I think it's gonna work, Stevie. I think it's gonna work.
I think so too. You know what I'd do, Chris? I was thinking about this. Because of the shape of the radiator and where it sits behind the seat, we should put the fans in the middle Yeah. Because it actually might get a little bit of airflow here naturally, whereas it'll get 0 in the middle naturally.
Right.
We should put them right up against each other.
Cleaning that up for the battery tray.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a new battery compartment. I think it's just right. You could also use that to cut it to length, but it's really hard to make a straight line. Yeah. But you could also do this. You can also just pop this off, and then you can use it freehand with a straight edge. Isn't that a weird smell?
Yeah, I don't like it already.
Nah, it's not good for you. I can tell you from experience. Also, I'm pretty sure that is lead paint, because one time I went snow biking with some guys and one of them had a really tuned up bike that ran on, it was super high compression, and he ran leaded gas in it, a lead additive to keep it from blowing up, and it smelled just like that riding behind him.
You got that there piece like that, and then this here piece is gonna go just like that. What do you think?
I think it's gonna work. You want the battery over here for test fitting purposes?
Nope, I know it's gonna fit. I already know, I measured it. I got one of these here things right here. They work really good if you know how to use them. What that's going to do is keep the battery compartment from rotating, see? Fastest battery compartment in the West.
I've been rearranging stuff and figuring out where to mount everything. The ECU here, I'm gonna mount right there. It's out of the way and safe from impact and heat. And then I'm relocating the coil down here. It was mounted just on the side of the engine temporarily, but this is a much better spot. And to do that, I'm gonna need to make a little bung so a bolt can go through this into the threaded bung there that'll weld to the frame. So head over here to the lathe, make a real quick little bung, and then weld it on. One more thing will be mounted. Got my little coil mount bung situation there. I'm just gonna tack that on, and then I'll pull the coil off and finish welding it. Wait, why didn't you need to borrow that one? Don't you have your own over there? 2 of them?
Maybe.
Alright, look at that. Well, I got a bunch of electronics mounted. Chris finished his battery tray.
It's right there.
Alright, let me reach under there and put a couple tacks, and then we'll test fit the battery before I weld it. Isn't TIG welding nice? It doesn't get sparks all over you. Look at that. When we start tearing stuff apart to weld the chassis and stuff, we'll probably want to drill a few holes in the bottom of that so that it doesn't hold water. Because right now it's watertight. I bet I've done 10,000 notches over the years.
And then just between the trike and monster chopper alone, that's
Oh yeah, I mean,
a lot.
hundreds and hundreds of them. Some of these wires are like a mile too long over here. Previously, they went to this plug that then just went through the harness here to this plug to the voltage regulator. I'm just gonna delete this section and put this plug on the end of these wires, and it'll just go right there to the regulator. Well, as usual, I set out to just like shorten a couple wires, and then next thing you know, I redid the entire harness. These are the fuel pump wires that Edwin previously lengthened. They were lengthened way, way, way more than necessary. I deleted a bunch of stuff that wasn't necessary. and mostly just shortened everything else.
So much better.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the pile on the floor to get an idea of how much was removed. I have a giant pile of trash here. Look at that.
I mean, in terms of weight reduction, that's measurable.
Indeed. We'll have to tidy up some more stuff, get a throttle, and then we can drive it and do a brake test under power and speed. Oh man, I'm so happy I took the time to redo that wiring. That was truly cancerous. And now it's quite nice. People say it's not an Amazon Mini Jeep anymore. I disagree. The throttle pedal is gonna be from the original Amazon Mini Jeep. You know, and the body. And nothing else. I think, despite this one being pretty nice, it makes sense to just make a new one effectively with this piece of housing and these ends, because I have to use this end. I don't have anything that matches that thread pitch as far as a cable end. So get it over with, rip the Band-Aid off. Snip, done.
Committed.
So I have this little tiny 6mm Heim joint, and it's kind of overkill, but it'll work really well if I can get that on the end of this cable. So to do that, what I'm gonna do is actually just cut this off a little shorter and then drill a hole through the middle of it and then crimp it down. Worst case scenario, I waste a couple dollars worth of 6mm Heim joint. Like it could be a little farther down, especially because like I'm the shortest person that's going to be driving this routinely, unless you're going to start dailying it, Steven.
I could daily this.
Can you imagine? Just cruise this back to your house in town, parking in your parking spot next to everybody
What do we
else's
figure the
cars.
top speed on this is?
I don't know about horsepower wise, but I mean it should be able to do like 50 or something.
I mean, that
45.
would get me home.
It certainly would. Contemplating coolant routing. I did not build this bar here. It's right in front of this hose outlet. We can work around it. I have some hoses with tight elbows here that'll probably work, but still, that could have been a lot easier. I'm also trying to figure out what to do, where to go with this hose. I kind of want to use the frame rail as a tube all the way back because why not? And it's extra cooling, but I'm just trying to figure out how to do that because it's not one contiguous tube. It's this piece goes into there, so I could cut this at an angle, which is planned anyway, and then drill a hole through it into this tube for the coolant to go through, and then cap it off afterward. Oh, hi Einstein. You're looking all sorts of excited. What's going on?
Nothing.
Nothing. You just moved, and
I
he's
just
excited.
came out of the house and he was like, "Oh my god."
Time for a little angle drill attachment action. Perfect. Also, while that was still nice and warm, I shoved it on there from the welding. It helped stretch it. So I need one more of those bungs on the back end. And then I need a cap here and a cap here. Cutting out a little circle to cap off that tube. Man, look at how convenient that hose is. The shape of that.
Wow, perfect.
Pretty much. It's a little loose on that end, but that's okay. Right there, actually, I bet that would just...
It might just.
I think it does just fit. Ridiculous. Look at this. There's literally goose beak marks right there. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Look at that. Mint.
Cool.
One more end to go. Yeah, cool, indeed. Good job, Steven. Come on. Don't be like that. There we go. Boom. Look at that. This side came out pretty good too, all things considered.
Was this one of the original hoses?
Yep.
Wow, isn't that weird?
Yeah, completely different arrangement. It fits just right. Get some gasoline in here. And fill up the radiator with coolant. Throw the body on. We should be ready for a little test drive. This may look like also gasoline, but in theory, this is coolant. Yep, look at that. It's the right color. Dude, this thing is doing that laminar flow thing really well. It's crazy looking. Aside from the wiggling back and forth because I'm not holding it stable. Dang, this thing's taking a lot of coolant. Unsurprising because we're filling like 15 feet of tubing. I think it's safe to say this thing will not easily overheat. We'll go ahead and see if it'll start up real quick just to make sure I didn't mess anything up with the wiring or whatnot.
Honestly, it sounds pretty good.
Considering it has no muffler and basically a straight pipe, yeah. First real test drive with the mini Jeep with, you know, actual controls. See how it does. Thing's amazing. I think we need to put some more air in both shocks on this side to compensate for the torque twist. Our cooling system seems to be working. The radiator's nice and hot, which means that coolant's flowing through it.
Well, do you like it?
I like it.
Sparky like it?
Sparky loved it. He loved it. Did you see him?
Yeah, he was having a great time.
Yeah.
And look, our exhaust is self-clearancing on the plastic body.
Yeah.
I thought we might have cut it back far enough this time.
I cut it back pretty far, but I mean, it shifts around a little bit, and that exhaust is very hot.
we have controls, cooling, and a great paint job. Subscribe if you want to see this thing finished and many more crazy contraptions.